Welcome back. All right, 4 games tonight in the National Hockey League. We have 8 games tomorrow, though, so it's going to be one of those things where Monday's busier than Sunday. That, of course, does change after football season. But anyways, we're going to start things off looking at the Edmonton Oilers and the Detroit Red Wings as teams just keep going to 4-4-1. I talked about this yesterday, and more teams are getting to that 4-4-1 record. Apparently, it's really popular. I think we're at 8 of them right now. All right, so Pickard versus Talbot, and then this moron's got to figure out power rankings when everybody's got the same record. Good flow to the game. This one here, first whistle's not until 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I thought, cool, this is going to be done quick. However, at 3:28, Compher causes the second whistle of the game by scoring a goal. Kane and Kopp with the assists, and it's just a turnover, and Compher buries it from the slot. That was the first shot on net for Detroit in the game. Edmonton's denied on a rush. Pretty fast pace to the game. The shots are actually 4-1 Detroit 5 minutes in. Keep in mind, Detroit's been outshot badly and outchanced badly their last couple of games. Mata has a shot that's held as the Wings press. The Wings press again with 9.5 minutes left. DeBrink gets denied with the Oilers seemingly in neutral. They didn't really wake up until the second half of the first period. There's a near miss for Arvidsson on a rush. Then Perry has a fight with Veleno. They talked about it previously. Probably just, I'm 90, you're 90, let's do it. So they did. The shots are 11-2 for the Wings with 4 minutes left. Draisaitl has a rush chance, that saved, and then Hyman breaks up a Wings 2-on-1 chance. But it's 1-0 Detroit after the first. Second period. Larkin has a slot shot, that's held. The Oilers press at 2 minutes. Arvidsson's denied and close. The shots are 5-1 for the Oilers at 3.5 minutes. Talbot's keeping it 1-0. It's really all Oilers at this point. We get a power play for Edmonton. There's a shorthanded Raymond to Casper pass. There's a near miss there as they look for the shorthanded marker. Power play's killed off. 2 shots on net. The Wings then rush, but at 8:46, Ole Mata, clearly knowing it's Leon Draisaitl's birthday, gives him a birthday present and puts it in his own net. Draisaitl gets credit for the goal there, so that ties the game at 1. The Oilers press for the lead, but Petrie would score at 9:26 from Kane and Kopp. He deflects that one past a screen, or it deflects past a screen in front of the net. Shots are 13-3 Edmonton with 7 minutes left, but Detroit's ahead 2-1. Kane's denied on a 2-on-1 rush. The Oilers press with 2.5 minutes left. There's a near miss for Casper as the Wings press. It's 2-1 Detroit after 2. Third period, Draisaitl's denied from a sharp angle. The Oilers press at 2 minutes. The Wings draw a power play. That's killed off. There's a press by the Oilers at 7 minutes. Things get pushy on a hold by Talbot. Nugent Hopkins has a one-timer that's held. The Oilers with some momentum. At 10:47, Bouchard ties the game. He scores from Draisaitl and Ekholm to make it 2-2. That was a one-timer from the point. That's past a screen as well. Fisher then can't bury one in close with 1:51 left. The Oilers get a power play. So that rolls over into the overtime. It ends, but Draisaitl tips one from next to the net at 18 seconds to give the Oilers the win. Ekholm and McDavid with the assists. Final score is 3-2 in overtime. The Oilers go to 4-4-1 with the win. With the overtime loss, Detroit drops to 4-4-1. Shots on net, 13-5 Detroit in the first, 16-7 Edmonton in the second, 12-6 Edmonton in the third. They had the only shot of overtime. That's all they needed. Final shots, 34-26 Edmonton. Power plays, the Oilers 0-2, Detroit 0-1. The hits, 23-11 for Detroit. Pickard saves 24-26. Talbot saves 31 out of 34. But entertaining game. Next up, Anaheim and New Jersey. Well, rough night for Anaheim because New Jersey really needed the win here. Reimer versus Markstrom. There's a near miss for Gauthier and a rebound. We had a fight between Johnston and McDermott relatively early on. Shots are 4-1 Ducks at 2.5 minutes. At 4:47, McGinn scores. He gets a goal from Terry and Strome. The Devils would press to respond. Then there's a press by Anaheim 8.5 minutes in. Reimer gets shaken up a bit on a play, but he stays in there. Devils press at the half. We end up with a power play for the Ducks, though. Devils kill that off. Devils press after it's done, and they press some more in that final minute. Jack Hughes with a near miss on a tip in front. It's 1-0 Anaheim after the first period. Second period, Bratt's denied from the slot, and then at 1:16 on a tic-tac-toe play, Jack Hughes buries one in close. Mercer and Meyer with the assists. Shots are 2-0 Devils at 4 minutes, and then Nason scores at 4:42 to give the Devils their first lead of the game. Kovacevic and Siegenthaler with the assists. Devils then look for another. There's a press by Anaheim at 7.5 minutes. Pesce has a screenshot that's held. Bratt's denied as the Devils are pressuring. Shots are 7-3 for New Jersey with 8 minutes left. Meyer has a rush chance that's held. With 3:39 left, the Ducks are guilty of too many men on the ice. New Jersey makes them pay for it. Mason scores the second of the period. He buries this one in close from Bratton Hamilton at 17:23. The Devils then press for another, and they get it. Paul Cotter scores from Mercer and Siegenthaler at 18:49. It is a 4-goal period for New Jersey. They're up 4-1 after 2. Third period, there's an early McTavish chance. That's held. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Ducks are playing some good desperate hockey until Heischer wires one on a rush. He's tied for the league lead in goals. Hamilton with the assist at 1 minute and 50 seconds. Shots are 7-3 for the Ducks at 4 minutes. Ducks press at 6.5 minutes. Eventually, they get a goal at 13:08. Strome goes tic-tac-toe on a rush. He scores from Fowler and Gauthier. So Cutter Gauthier with an assist there makes it 5-2. Reimer gets bumped. That draws a crowd. Ducks come out of that with a power play, but that's killed off. The Ducks press after it's done. However, at 19:01, Eric Howla adds a 6th goal. He scores from Palat and Dillon, makes your final score 6-2. New Jersey goes to 6-4-2 on the season. Anaheim's 3-4-1. So they're going to be 4-4-1 with a win in their next game, right? Shots on net, 16-7 New Jersey in the first, 12-3 New Jersey in the second, 16-6 Anaheim in the third. Final shots, 34-26 New Jersey. Power plays, Anaheim 0-2. New Jersey scored on the only power play they had. Hits, 24-20 for New Jersey. Reimer saves 28 out of 34. Markstrom saves 24 out of 26. All right, next on the board, Montreal and Philly. Philly made this interesting late, but they don't win it. So Primo versus Kolosov. So I was kind of chuckling at that. I was like, I don't know, maybe they watched my video. Just because I said, give Kolosov a shot. And so they have. And we'll see what they do with their goalie rotation from here. At times I thought he looked good. Yeah, he kicks out a lot of rebounds, but at times I thought he looked all right. So the Flyers press at 1.5 minutes. The Habs get some pressure of their own 3 minutes in. Shots are 3-1 Montreal at 5 minutes. We get a power play for Philly. The Habs violently disagree because it's a bizarre call. Basically, Jack-Eye is tackled by 2 Flyers players, one of whom had dropped their gloves, and Jack-Eye gets on sportsmanlike conduct. So, yeah. So they kill that off, just the one shot on net, and then Montreal scores first. At 10:42, Suzuki roofs one from in close. Doc and Struble with the assists. The Habs press with 6 minutes left. And I thought Kolosov had looked pretty good. And then at 17:24, Sanheim ties the game. It's a point shot past a screen. Paling and Hathaway with the assists. With 1:59 left, the Flyers get a power play. That is not successful. As we get to the end of the period, still 1 apiece. Second period, there's an early press by the Habs. Farabee has a rush chance, that's held. Konechny has a net drive, which is blocked. The Flyers press at 4 minutes. Michkov considers the Michigan. He didn't go for it, but he thought about it. You can see it. And then at 4:48, Gallagher puts Montreal ahead, not on a Michigan goal. Mayu and Anderson with the assists. So Josh Anderson did play tonight. Hathaway then has a rush chance, that's held. The Habs press at 9.5 minutes. Drysdale has a shot that's held as the Flyers get some pressure. We then get a power play for the Habs, and they score on it. It is Caulfield from Suzuki and Matheson at 12:48. That one goes through Kolosov from the left circle. I mean, it's a goal scorer's goal in terms of a goal scorer got it, but you probably want to save there if you're Philadelphia. Caulfield then fires one wide on a break, and then at 16:01, Evans adds a goal for Montreal to put them ahead 4-1. Gallagher and Savard with the assists. With 50.8 seconds left, the Habs get a power play. That ends up becoming 4-on-4 pretty quickly thereafter. So that rolls over into the third. Everything's killed off there. Flyers press after their power play's done. The Habs press at 3 minutes. Things are punchy on a hold by Primo. Shots are 3 apiece at 7 minutes. Tippett with a near miss on a net drive. Hathaway has a rush chance. That's held. Lawton couldn't bury one on a breakaway. At first, I thought he was denied, but then the replay was like, didn't hit the net at all. So at 17:48, Sanheim makes it a little bit closer. He buries it from the slot on zone entry. Farabee and Delorier with the assists, so they pull the goalie when they win the next faceoff. And at 18:17, Konechny tips one into the net from in close. Tippett and Sanheim with the assists. And that's as close as Philly gets. They'd pull the goalie again, but they lose this one 4-3. So Montreal's record is now 4-4-1. Philadelphia's 2-6-1 with the loss. Shots on net, 11-9 Montreal in the first, 8-7 Montreal in the second, 10-5 Philly in the third. Final shots are 26-24 for the Flyers. Power plays, Montreal 1-2, Philadelphia 0-3. The hits, 28-12 for Philly. Primo saves 23 out of 26. Kolosov 20 saves on 24 shots. And the last game of the night is bonkers. Ottawa and Colorado, and I was almost going to need a tiny board here because this is a lot of goals in a short period of time. Forsberg versus Anaheim in this one. Cousins has a rush chance, that's blocked. There's a net feed to Colton, near miss there. Good pace, lots of rushes by both teams early. Ottawa's speed is something to watch. Not that the record's been great over the last couple of games, but when you play Vegas and then Colorado, that can happen. So we get a power play for the Abs. Rantanen's denied and close, that's killed off. Amadio has a 3-on-2 chance, that's held. The shots are 5-2 Colorado, 7 minutes into the period. There's an offensive zone penalty for Rantanen, so the Sens go to the power play there. That was killed off, and then Rantanen with a rush out of the box. That's defended. He doesn't quite get to the net on it. The shots are 6 apiece with 5.5 minutes left in the period. The Avs score. There's a goalie interference challenge, and there's no goal as a result. So the Sens press with 2.5 minutes left, but it's Kovalenko scoring in the waning seconds of the period at 19:51. He buries one in close during a delayed call. It's his first NHL goal. Middlestad and McKinnon with the assist. Middlestad's had a good start to the season, so it's 1-0 Colorado. Second period, there's an early press by Colorado. Malinsky fires one wide. The Sens get pinned down for a bit, and then this is where it goes insane. There's a delay for a skate issue for Forsberg. It's the reason why things are so packed at the bottom of this board. Ullmark goes in because it's taking Forsberg forever. The fans are booing because the Senators had just iced the puck, so it looked like the goalie was trying to buy some time for some gassed skaters. So Ullmark goes in, saves a puck. Forsberg goes back in. Hamonic gets shaken up in a collision on the next play, and then Forsberg's like, nope, and he needs to exit, and Ullmark goes back in a second time. Now, to Colorado's credit, both times Ullmark went in, he had to make a really good save because Colorado, understanding they got a cold goaltender in net, you go for it, right? So that happens, and then Gregor fires one wide on a rush. The shots are 7-3 for the Avs at 8 minutes. As Forsberg would go in for a third time and a final time, they did get the equipment issue resolved. Wood has a turnover chance, that's held. Both teams were back checking pretty well at this point. Sens with a 2-on-1, that misfires, but they press after it's done. Makar's denied on back-to-back rushes. We get a post for Shabbat on a rush chance. The Avs press with 2 minutes left. Giroux's denied on a turnover. And then in that final minute at 19:42, Manson with one that just deflects and trickles in. He gets credited with the goal. Middlestad with the assists. The assist, I should say, it's 2-0 Colorado. And that's a tough break, right? Both periods, you end up allowing a goal in the final minute. Not optimal. Third period, O'Connor's robbed on a rush. Rantanen has a screenshot that saved. All Avs up by 2. It looks like they're just going to take this home. It won't be a problem. Shots are 5-2 Colorado at 6 minutes. Wood misses one wide on a net drive. Gregor's denied in close. The puck's cleared out. And then Tkachuk buries a rebound in close. Clevin and Cousins with the assists at 9:15 to get Ottawa on the board. And then Cousins with a rebound goal as well. On a rush, he scores from Stützle and Shabbat at 11:23. So suddenly we have a 2-2 tie. Well, the Avalanche wake up. O'Connor buries one in close from Middlestad and Girard at 13:29. There you go. And then Ross Colton adds the insurance goal at 15:01. That's that. However, it's not because Claude Giroux says no. He scores from Batherson and Shabbat at 16:48. So the Ottawa Senators pull the goalie, and that leads to an empty netter. Scored by McKinnon from Rantanen at 18:45. So Ottawa pulls the goalie again anyways, because why not? And at 19:50, Giroux gets his second goal of the game, second goal in a couple of minutes. He scores from Norris and Sanderson to make it close. They do not get that tying goal. Your final score is 5-4 for Colorado. After losing their first 4, they've won their next 5. And for the Sens, they drop to 4-4. So they'll lose in overtime in their next game to go to 4-4-1. Everybody needs to be 4-4-1. Shots on net. Even the teams that can't mathematically be 4-4-1, they better get to it. So the shots on net are 8-6 Colorado in the first, 11-8 Colorado in the second, 16-13 Ottawa in the third. Final shots 32-30 for Colorado. Power plays, both teams go 0-for-1. The hits 37-19 Ottawa. Forsberg saves 25 out of 29. Ullmark saved both shots he faced in relief while an equipment issue was being dealt with for Forsberg. And Ananen makes 26 saves on 30 shots. He had a good game. Again, Annanen's become the starter in Colorado. So we'll see how far that goes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.